Good Wednesday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Conversation Daily News. Glad you all could be with us on this first hump day of the month of February. Welcome to a brand new month as well. Of course, you have your news headlines coming up on this Wednesday. With a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and in today's Entertainment Spotlight, this is a fun one. You're going to be part of my conversation with author Sarah Wesner Flynn, as well as financial educator Alvin Hall, discussing a brand new book from National Geographic Kids called Not So Common Sense, Stuff Your Parents Wish They Knew at Your Age. You're going to love this, so don't miss it. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with their Wednesday headlines. In national news, Tyre Nichols' beating raises scrutiny on elite police units. A car with dark tinted windows circles the block a few times before swerving onto the sidewalk. A handful of armed plainclothes police officers jump out and order everyone out of a double-parked car so they can search it, striking terror in the seconds before red and blue lights flash or an officer yells police. A similar scene plays out in dozens of cities across the country every day. The beating and death of Tyre Nichols by 5 former Memphis police officers who were members of an anti-crime task force has renewed scrutiny on such squads, which frequently wear street clothes and often are involved in a disproportionate number of violent incidents and civilian complaints. Memphis police officials, after initially defending the Scorpion unit, permanently disbanded the team on Saturday, just hours after the release of the video that showed immediate and prolonged aggression from its officers. Police department leaders across the country bill the specialty squads as elite units of officers sent into neighborhoods as a direct response to an increase in crimes, often arguing they are a tool to dedicate additional resources. But policing reform advocates and people who live in the black and brown neighborhoods that these units usually patrol often say that police officers employ aggressive tactics, sometimes bordering on brutality, having little oversight, and use pretextual stops of cars and pedestrians alike to search for larger crimes. Less than a year before Nichols was killed, 4 officers from a similar plainclothes unit in Philadelphia, tasked with getting illegal guns off the street, initiated a stop in an unmarked car of 2 juveniles on bikes. Department leaders have said the officers turned on their flashing lights before a 12-year-old allegedly fired a shot at the car. One of the officers chased down the individual, fatally shooting him in the back as he fled. Prosecutors who charged that officer with murder said the boy was unarmed when he was shot. But there are warning signs in Philadelphia that task force officers were acting aggressively or recklessly for months before the shooting, including car wrecks and citizen complaints. Police leaders in several departments have argued that the high number of complaints and violent incidents in these squads are due to the exact work they're asked to do, interrupt patterns of dangerous crime, often involving guns or drugs. In more national news, winter weather cancels flights, leads to death in Texas. Winter weather brought ice to a wide swath of the United States on Tuesday, causing the cancellation of more than 1,700 flights nationwide, bringing traffic to a standstill on an interstate through Arkansas and causing crashes that seriously injured 2 Texas law officers. As the ice storm advanced eastward on Tuesday, watches and warnings stretched from the western heel of Texas all the way to West Virginia. Several rounds of mixed precipitation, including freezing rain and sleet, were in store for many areas through today, meaning some regions could be hit multiple times, the Federal Weather Prediction Center warned. Numerous auto collisions were reported Tuesday in Austin, Texas, with at least 1 fatality, according to the Austin Fire Department. In Travis County, Texas, which includes Austin, police and sheriff's deputies responded to new crashes about every 3 minutes on Tuesday, according to the Austin-Travis County Traffic Report page. In more national news, manslaughter charge for Alec Baldwin in Russet shooting. Actor Alec Baldwin and a weapons specialist have been formally charged with involuntary manslaughter in the fatal shooting of a cinematographer on a New Mexico movie set, according to court documents filed by prosecutors Tuesday. The Santa Fe district attorney filed the charging documents naming Baldwin and the other individual who supervised weapons on the set of the Western Rust. Elena Hutchins died shortly after being wounded during rehearsals at a ranch on the outskirts of Santa Fe on October 21, 2021. Baldwin was pointing a pistol at Hutchins when the gun went off, killing her and wounding the director. Prosecutors have said that Baldwin's involvement as a producer and as a person who fired the gun weighed in the decision to file charges. In entertainment news, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence reteaming for Bad Boys sequel. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence are reteaming for a 4th Bad Boys movie. Sony Pictures announced on Tuesday that the untitled Bad Boys sequel is in early pre-production. In a video posted on Instagram, Smith filmed himself driving to Lawrence's house embracing at the door, Smith exclaims, "It's about that time." And finally, in business news, Wall Street climbs to add more to its strong January. Wall Street closed out a strong January with more gains on Tuesday ahead of what many investors hope will be one of the Fed Reserve's last hikes to interest rates for a while. Markets got a boost after the report showed that growth for workers' pay and benefits slowed during the end of 2022. While that's frustrating for people trying to keep up with soaring prices, markets see it as an encouraging sign of easing pressure on inflation and possibly a gentler Fed in the months ahead. The S&P 500 rose 59 points, or 1.5%, to 4,077. The benchmark index notched its third winning month in the last 4. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. Enjoy. Good Wednesday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Words I Choose to Live By. Sometimes you may find yourself in a prison of your own making, not realizing that the key to your freedom has been there the entire time. Do not allow those who wronged you to rob you of your destiny. Open the door and move forward. Regardless of what has happened, there's still more life in you left to live. Have an amazing Wednesday. We are part of my conversation coming up with Sarah Wesner Flynn and Alvin Hall in today's Entertainment Spotlight. Stay with us. You're listening to Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with the Entertainment Spotlight. Author Sarah Wesner Flynn and financial educator Alvin Hall join me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about the new book from National Geographic Kids, Not So Common Sense, Stuff Your Parents Wish They Knew at Your Age. Here's a bit of our conversation.
Sarah, Alvin, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Cyrus.
Glad to be here.
I'm excited to be here.
Well, look, the pleasure's definitely all mine. Sarah, I want to begin with you. One of the things I love about this book is that there's so much great information in it, but it really is, as National Geographic does so well, it really is presented in a way that is fun as well as educational. What has it been like for you to see the early response to the book?
Well, thank you for saying that. You know, the book just came up today, and so it's been really exciting to actually share it with my own children. I have 4 kids, and I got it about, a couple weeks ago, I guess now, and they're really interested in money, and they knew that I've been working on this for quite a while, and just seeing them, take it in and go, I didn't know that. Can we saving? And, can I get an allowance? And that was really neat, and I think that's kind of like a reflection on hopefully what the readers around the world how they'll react.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Alvin, you said something really funny, but I think so real in the forward of the book, and that is our first instinct when we get money is to spend it. But this book definitely helps us to better appreciate what the value of money, but also the reason that we should think about what we're spending it on. What has that conversation been like for you in your work, Alvin, to be able to share with different ages about not only the power of money, but also better understanding money?
I have enjoyed it so much, especially talking to people who are beginning to understand money. Those young people who are saying, I collect baseball cards or I collect dolls, and then I'm able to help them translate that accumulation tendency to an understanding about money. We talk about now, maybe you should go to your parents and say, I want to open a savings account so you can start accumulating money. You also talk to them about allowances, and that's how they learn about budgeting.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you for tuning into this edition of Conversations Daily News. We'll be back on tomorrow with more news, message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and of course, Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, remember, as Cyrus Webb saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Now let's go make it a great one.